I had something come in to me today that I thought was really powerful, and how we get taken out of the path of life and how to stay on it. You know, we sing this song called I Am the Bread of Life. He who comes to me shall never hunger. He who believes on me shall never thirst. Look at the woman in the well. Jesus offered her living water, the bread of life, never thirsty, never hungry. So what is the devil's plan for our life? Is to steal our witness, to make us hopeless, to make us despair, to make us the walking dead. And look what Jesus said about, if you love me, feed my sheep. Give me this day your daily bread, Lord. Deliver me from being hopeless, despairing. So as long as the devil can make sure I don't get any bread of life and I don't get any living water, like personal words from the King of Kings, whose words are spirit and life, and I don't share them, because a lot of people get them, they just don't share them. And Jesus said, what you have, you're going to lose if you don't share it, right? And once we decide to not be sharers and givers, greedy, stingy, or need our pride, I don't want to tell you the truth about who I am and what Jesus is telling me about real life, real now, real situations, right? He's got us right where he wants us. And so, and where does he want us? To make sure that we starve people to death, that we tell them that there's no hope. There's no hope in God. We take away people's hope when we have no witness. We tell them there is no hope in God. And so we might not understand that that's what's happening, right? So we're all desperately lonely. We're desperately empty without the Lord. And I could give you 100 scriptures about that, but one scripture that really changed my life is I'm going to take the cup of salvation and call upon the name of the Lord. That's what I did. Changed my whole life. And you know, the crumbs I get every day that I think are pretty meaningless, maybe insignificant, I've just decided to share the crumb I get, the bread of life I get today, to be delivered from the liar, the one who's trying to steal my joy, my hope, my faith, my life. And there's such a deep truth to that in itself, because as long as I won't bear true witness and I shut up, I'm going to leave somebody hopeless, dead, especially if I call myself a Christian. If you love me, feed my sheep. And I have no food to give them. Not only am I telling people they're worthless, I'm telling people that there's no hope in God, because I don't even have a crumb that I can share with them, right? We leave people hopeless. We leave them despairing. We leave them empty. And when we put Christianity on it, it's even worse, because we're actually reflecting to people that there is no hope in God. There is no such thing as living water. There is no bread of life. So give the crumb, no matter how little you think it is, because what you're doing is telling people they have value to you, that you love them, you love Jesus, and you're going to share your crumb, even though it's the last crumb you got. In a sense, I'm thinking now as I'm sharing this video, a time I was just really, really poor, and I'd met Gene Sullivan, and I decided to feed him. And then after I went to the store and realized, I think I just spent the last $20 I had for me and my kids for the next week. And or even before I left, I realized it. So I crack open the Bible. I don't know what to do, you know? And I read a scripture I'd never read before. If I had, I never understood it. But there's a woman, and a prophet comes, and he said, okay, I want you to make a meal for me. And she goes, I can't make a meal for you. I got one little vial of oil and one little piece of bread, and I was going to make something for my son and I, and we were going to eat and die, right? And he said, if you, I don't know if it happened before, because I haven't read the story recently, but what happened was the lady had the faith to do what the prophet said. So she made him the food she was going to eat and die on for her and her kid, and she gave it to the prophet instead. And he said, now you're going to have bread that never runs out. You'll never lose your oil. It'll keep getting refilled and refilled and refilled. It's a great story if you haven't heard it. And it's so true. Like, these miracles happened. After I decided to go ahead and go with the plan, spend the last $20 I had on 3 men that we're kind of strangers. My oil has never ran out since then. It's been pretty incredible. Anyway, we can overcome the devil if we're testifiers. So what's Satan after? Our testimony. Because if I won't give you the little crumb, as a matter of fact, I almost should upload this. I'll give it to anybody that asks me for it. But when I think, last night I started thinking about how lonely and empty people really are, and what a sad kind of world we live in, because everybody's trying to get full on stuff that they